Hello, everyone. This is Jerry D. Rhino Clark of www.clubrhino.com, welcoming you to another issue of Power Tips, your regular dose of energy and power. And that's what we're going to give you today. We're going to give you some energy and power because we're going to give it to you from a guy who has an organization called Top Gun. And so anyone that has an organization called Top Gun, we know there's a lot of power there because we know about those Top Gun fighter jets and those pilots and so forth and the type of energy and power that consists there. Now, the interesting thing is that you don't have to be a Top Gun pilot in order to, really get some serious results in life. And Robert Dean has done that with his network marketing organization. Once again, he calls it Top Gun because they are flying higher and higher and faster than most organizations that I've ever seen in the short period of time that he has created this organization. And when I mean that, I'm talking about 5 years up to this recording, 2001. It's about 2006 right now. They have created some results that people just don't know how they've done it. And that's the reason why I wanted to have you have the opportunity to listen and to glean some information from Robert Dean. Now, just to give you a little bit of a background, Robert Dean basically did the traditional recipe. He was told what all of us were told, basically, go to school, get a good education. You're going to go out there and get a good job. Sure enough, he followed that particular recipe. He went out to college, 2.5 years in college. And he figured out that, hey, his parents deserve some assistance from him. So he dropped out, started having odd jobs here and there just to do his best to support the family. He ended up going into the Marine Corps, then ended up working with Fedex, just all the regular stuff. You're going to go out and get a good job. But he had that entrepreneurial bug. There was something inside of him that he really wanted more than what he was experiencing. So he went out and started going to seminars and finding out, man, I can start a vending machine business, and started that. And then he said, start a pest control business, started that. Real estate, that's the way to go. Started that and discovered network marketing. First venture, first company, 1994, didn't have much success. Second company went out and started having some success based on what he learned from the first. And we're going to find out all the information on how he has progressed and has been able to really create the results. And I'm not going to really tell you all the results right now. I'm going to let him share a little bit about that, but all I can say is on my way to the presidential suite to where he is right now in this hotel. And I walked in here and I said, man, you done rented the whole hotel, haven't you? We're sitting here in the presidential suite, but on the way, I looked outside of the hotel there and there was a Rolls-Royce Phantom that was just sitting there. And I didn't know if it was the one I left at home or not. I looked a little bit closer and I said, no, this is not mine. And this is Robert Dean's, and that's just one of the many luxurious vehicles and so forth that he has. So let's talk about how he did that, how he went from basically, abject poverty to be able to really create something of magnificence in this business. So, Robert, we want to welcome you to the program.
Great. Good to be here.
Later on, I want to talk about your book also that I didn't really mention, but you have a book called The Dean Effect, and I want to talk about that. But let's just kind of get everyone an idea of how you got started because of the results that you're creating right now. Just so everyone can understand, you're generating multiple six-figure income on a monthly basis right now. You've only been with the company that you're with right now for 5 years. Exactly. So a lot of people would say, oh my goodness, how in the world has he been able to do that? So we want to talk about that, but let's start off with the beginning. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, again, my background is basically, like you said, just humble beginnings, working different jobs, trying to do the American dream, go to school, get good grades. I was always on an honor roll, did all the great things, never got in trouble, that kind of thing. Got all kind of little letters from the mayors and the governors for different organizations, beta clubs, all the traditional stuff that you want your kids to be involved with to make sure that they round out to be good people and get out and, have what they call success. Okay. And basically, I came to a harsh reality in high school that, money is a terrible tool that we're going to need if we want to be happy on this planet. Okay. And so from that, going through the different experiences in my jobs and so forth, literally finding out that you can only work so many hours a week. One of the companies I worked at, they would bring managers in, specialists to come in to cut my hours because I was over 80 hours every week, almost the whole 7 years I worked at Fedex because I thought that was the way. The more hours you get, the more money you're going to make. Right. We used to give each other a high five. We got them this week. We got, that kind of stuff. Right. And then come to find out that, Uncle Sam get his share of your overtime and all that. You come to find out that basically you just working yourself in the grind. And that's what kind of piqued my interest about different endeavors because I tried the traditional, real estate, all those kind of businesses. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you what really got me to really take a real good look and put all my energy into network marketing was everything that I did had one thing in common. If I couldn't hustle no more, if something happened to me, my income was brutally interrupted. So I was only good as the last time I clocked in. I was only good as the last sale of a property. I was only good as the last, vending machine or what have you. And so what really piqued my interest about network marketing was getting out of my comfort zone, learning how to inspire other people to go out and produce and build a lifetime, long-term residual income. And that's how I came up with the whole concept of Top Gun. It's actually an acronym. It's actually T period, O period, P period, G period, U period, N period, which stands for Together Overcoming a Poverty Mindset While Getting Unlimited Income Now. And our goal is to create 500 millionaires in the next 8 years. And I've already created 5 so far.
Wow.
Okay.
So the first 5 years, you've created 5 millionaires.
Exactly.
Okay. And what's your definition of a millionaire? So I can make sure everyone understands.
Well, actually, I got 2 definitions. Okay. The traditional definition of a millionaire means that you have made $1 million in cumulative income since you've been in that particular endeavor. Okay. And then what I call a true millionaire is that you actually making $1 million plus every 12 months. And that's where I'm at personally. Way over $1 million plus annual. Now, all the millionaires I've created in 5 years, all of them has made over $1 million in cumulative income since they've been with our organization. None of them been in the business over 5 years.
Wow. Okay. So within 5 years, you have already 5 people who have generated over $1 million in income within that period of time, which averages out to about $200,000 a year on average and so forth. So obviously, as the way the business progresses and picks up, their income is accelerating right now. Exponentially and so forth to where they're going to pretty much be at $1 million a year fairly soon.
Real soon.
These people, I would assume you have a lot of people generating $3,000 to $5,000 a month. A lot of people generating $5,000 to $10,000 a month. People generating $20,000 to $40,000 a month.
It's funny that you say that because I have so many people that's what I call successful. And what I mean by successful is that they're making $3,000 to $8,000 a month, and they have an option where they don't have to go to their job or not. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I got so many people that's at that level that I can't even keep up with all. As a matter of fact, I got so many people making over $10,000 a month. I had one young lady, I was in Memphis one weekend. The lady came up and showed me a check for like $9,200. Said, "Thank you, Mr. Dean. I've been using the training system." I'm like, "Okay, who you up under? Who you up under?" And she was like somewhere on my 28th or 30th level.
Wow. Generating over $9,000
Exactly. Her and her husband was so excited. Had their kids. They had bought a little minivans and they were showing me the inside of the van and TVs and stuff. That's what really drives me is seeing that kind of stuff happening because that's the real deal. I mean, kind of money I'm making right now, you got to almost be kind of obsessed about your goals and dreams and helping a lot of other people. Okay. But the average person can come in here and earn real good income in network marketing, good stable income that they can leave to their kids and so forth. Okay. That's what drives me because, it's a good thing to be able to get up in the morning. Like I get up and go meet a lot of my friends for lunch, Barry Bird, Steve Branch, just to name a few guys, and we all at different income levels, ranging from 5 to 60,000 to, over a couple of $100,000 a month. But we all got one thing in common. We all don't have to work.
And when you really look at it, you look at the average income nowadays, most people are generating probably $4,000 or $5,000 a month working at their job, $6,000 or $7,000 a month or so. So once you get people in that range of generating $5,000 to $10,000 a month, they can pretty much leave their jobs.
Oh, without a doubt.
So now they have, more freedom to be able to call their own shots and to be able to continue to grow at their own pace.
Exactly.
And I think that's really important for people to understand. So you're saying that at that $5,000 to $10,000 a month mark, there are so many people in your organization that are generating that type of income that you can't even, you don't even know. Would you say safely it's over 100 people?
Way over.
Way over 100?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So probably hundreds.
Right.
Hundreds of people in your organization. This is all within 5 years.
Exactly.
And this is important for people to understand. So within this 5-year evolutionary point, I know that we can go back to previous network marketing organizations that you were part of. You got started in 1994.
Right.
And tell us a little bit about that then. How did you get started? What was it? I mean, obviously you were going through some of your other regular traditional opportunities as far as working at a job. You also had a vending machine, a pest control business, real estate you were talking about. But then you said that you really got attracted to network marketing.
Right.
So let's go back and look at what got you really excited about it number one. And then number two, about those early days.
Well, I'm going to tell you what really got me. I was doing a check ride with one of my couriers, and I had the area called Buckhead in Atlanta, a real affluent area, near Lenox Square and that kind of thing. This guy house that we did a check ride to, we did a little package to, he was extremely successful. In other words, when we went to his place, the elevator came up in the middle of his floor. He had his own track. He had his own masseuse. And back then, he had, 740 BMW, Jaguar, Viper. He had every dream car that an individual would just be excited. They had one of them. He had all of them.
Wow.
Range Rover, you name it. And so I'm the type of person, anytime I see anybody successful, I don't care what the nationality is or whatever, because I always appreciate that, because I know that there was a lot of hard work to get to that, or somebody paid the price for them to get there, right? And so I always ask them, what do you do? That's the inspiration to see that you live this way. And he was in network marketing. He was at home. He had a real nice, like I said, nice place. And that's what got my little inklings, because he said, well, do you know anything about network marketing? I said, well, that's that tree stuff, that pyramid stuff. And then he said, so I said, you ignorant too. And so that's what got me to really start looking, because I saw his checks. Matter of fact, the disc that we was delivering to him was his downline report on a disc. And that was back then in the early 90s.
In the early 90s. You had to put it on a disc because it was so big.
And it was a COD package. And then whatever company he was with, they charged him like so much thousands for that disc. Every 90 days or whatever. And that was my breakthrough to getting into network marketing, because I saw the results, because people hear what they see. So I saw the lifestyle. I'm delivering packages to this guy. I saw his whole demeanor. He was calm, cool, happy, skin looking bright. He, go up there and pick any car he wanted to leave out today, and so
elevator.
So I said, okay, I want this type of lifestyle. Not envious, not jealous. I'm looking at that as more inspiration.
Now, did you talk to him about his opportunity, or did that just get you open to look for a network marketing?
It got me to open, because, to be honest, there was some other stuff there. Actually, he tried to get me fired. That's how I got to know him. He tried to get me fired from Fedex Express because I wouldn't accept cash.
You wouldn't accept cash?
Because they said, we can't accept cash.
On
a, money order check. And then he was kind of arrogant. He was like, well, go and get a money order. Cash, I can't do that. And so, make a long story short, he pulled up in his Viper at FedEx Express and said, I want this gentleman fired. And that's how we got to meet each other. So instead of me taking it negative, I said, let me ask you a question. What do you do, man? Because I'm pretty inspired by the way you live.
And that's when you said what you do.
And then when he said network marketing, I said, that's that pyramid trip, He said, so I said, you ignorant too. And that's how we got to know each other. And over a period of time, we became friends. But I never got involved in his company. He never tried to recruit me, but he told me, he said, Robert, I've been watching you for the last 4 years. You need to take your real talents and gifts and get in the network market, because they would actually help them grow.
Wow. So he saw something in you. That you didn't necessarily see in yourself? Wow.
And I think what he saw in me was humility, because he was trying to be negative. I kept flipping it.
Yeah, you weren't getting negative with him. You were just like, wow. I mean, because most people would have probably got all, well, why are you trying to fire me, or what are you trying to do, or whatever. Instead, you're saying, man, what do you do? I mean, you're curious. And you're really genuinely curious.
And the true story is, I asked my other manager, just take me off his route and let him know that you fired me. That way, he's happy and I'm somewhere else.
Got it.
But then when another management came in, they put me back on the route, and that's how we got to be friends. He was like, I thought you was fired. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's a long story with that, but it's just amazing how that led me to network marketing. And I actually was one of the type of individuals that would look in the newspaper and say, okay, what company having meetings this week? And I would just go to all these networks. So I was a dream prospect, because I was looking for a meeting.
Wow.
And they would list them in Atlanta in the newspaper. And I said, okay, I'm going to go and check out this company this week. I'm going to go there.
So you just kind of show up on your own, or you call and say, where is it?
And I come down there, everybody always say, well, who invited you down? I said, well, I just, saw it in the newspaper.
Wow. And so you get down to these different opportunity presentations. You're seeing all these different network marketing briefings. You're seeing about different products, obviously, that these different companies have. So when you first got plugged in your first company, you had already seen several other companies.
Exactly.
So how did you choose the company that you originally got started with?
It was a relationship that I had with one of the tractor trailer drivers.
Okay.
At FedEx Express. He found out that I was looking, and then that's how I got into my first company.
Mm-hmm. And how did you do at that first company? Because I believe you were there, a couple of years?
Right.
So how did that go?
Now that I look back, I thought I wasn't financially successful, but really I was, because the little money I made was a little bit more than what I made on my job. But because I had my expectations so big, I labeled it as a failure financially. But when I look back at it now, it actually was success. But I had way more success with personal growth. I mean, I used to be shy. I used to come to the meetings with my FedEx uniform on, sit in the back, wouldn't say nothing to nobody. Definitely couldn't get me to get in front of the room and say nothing to nobody. So I grew into this person that I didn't know.
Wow. And that's really important, because I think a lot of people look at this business and the success as only financial.
Right.
You know, and so especially the early years when people get started, like you're saying, their expectations are all huge and big. Man, I'm about to make $1 million and so forth. And what you're saying, that you made a few $1,000s a month, obviously, even within the first couple of years.
And I was excited about that, because most people, when you talk to them, they don't make money. And there's a lot of reasons why that. But I felt like, that was pretty good.
That was pretty good. So you were earning a few $1,000s a month, at least with that particular company. You didn't necessarily see yourself as financially successful, but you were making about as much as you were making after working 7 years at a FedEx.
Exactly.
So that's pretty powerful in and of itself. And the personal growth, you were saying, was really more valuable to you at the time, simply because you were able to really open up and just grow as a human being and use some more of your talents that were there that just were not coming out.
Exactly.
And so you said that most people really don't make any money, and there's a lot of reasons for that.
Right.
So what are some of the reasons why most people don't make much money in this business?
Okay. The biggest reason is that everybody look at, what can I get from that company? What can it give me? And they're not looking at what are they going to bring to the table to get what they want from the company. So we minimize what we're going to bring to the table. Because what happened is we come in with excuse-itis. We come in with bad habits, average or below work ethic. Right? Then we got our traditional errors in judgment, where we're living our life according to the urgencies that's happening in our life. So a combination with all of that and no experience is what put people at an advantage, where they sign up because they're excited that they're on an emotional roller coaster high. The person that did the presentation looked good. They wearing a Rolex. They said all the right things. And you're in a positive environment, so it's easy to be excited. You sign up, you get your kit, but then that environment is not back in reality when you get home, when you're looking at the bills, your spouse tripping, your friends laughing at you. And then because you're not in that environment when you sign up, then you start to say, okay, well, I'll go to another meeting. You're not really making a list. You're not doing all the things that you should do to get your business, because you're in a position where you don't know what you don't know, because you ain't got no experience. Right. So the key is to quicken your pace to gain experience.
Wow. This is really important. I want people to really get this, is the excuse-itis you were saying.
Right.
So what are some of the excuses?
Believe it or not, as much money as I'm making, I still do the little in-home parties. We call them tea parties. I still do them. And people are surprised because I'm pulling up in a Phantom at somebody's house that,
Right.
And so I just did this.
Yeah, someone's house.
Right. And, it's just a few people there.
One of your wheels on the Phantom.
Right. but when I did the presentation, the lady said, I can't sell. Mr. Dean, I can't do this. I mean, she was passionate. She backed it with emotions. I said, you know what? You just sold me on the reason why you can't sell, and I believe you. I just bought it. You're absolutely right. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So the thing is, we come into opportunity excited, but then we put our brakes on by saying, we can't do this, I can't do that, I can't make it a mean. I got 2 or 3 jobs, I got 100 kids, I'm single. We got, so we come in after we done got in the business, then we back it back up with negative logic to support why we can't really do the business, which really kind of don't make sense.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So we started saying, well, I work 2 or 3 jobs, I'm on the night shift. Instead of trying to make a way, we start to buy into all the excuses that we make up front. So that's why a lot of people have very small incremental success, because I was on a plane one day and the guy was looking at my alligator shoes and he knew the belly that it came from. And I didn't know all that stuff. I'm a type of person. I just like the color in that shoe, and I don't know what kind of gate it was, whatever. We got to talk. He said, so what do you do? And I told him what I did. And he said, you network marketing? I said, yeah. He said, I never met nobody that made money in those things. And I said, well, you just met somebody named Robert Dean, right? And then he said, well, most people never make money in network marketing. I said, no, that's not true. I said, but before I clarify that, tell me, what do most people make money in?
Ooh.
So he couldn't tell me.
Ooh.
I said, what you don't understand is because of a low startup fee to get into business. I said, a lot of times people take it for granted and they got a lot of, bad habits and so forth because you're coming from the employee mindset.
Right.
You're starting your own business.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, a lot of times people have meager successes,
Mm-hmm.
I said, but what you don't understand is most people have failure rate in traditional business. You just don't know that because you're not privy to the information because you don't have $1 million to invest in no kind of business. So you don't know what you don't know.
Wow. And what did he say?
He got real quiet because he couldn't downshift mentally. He couldn't come back. You know what I mean? Because everything I said made sense.
And he didn't know, wow.
Right.
That's interesting.
Exactly.
Wow.
So, I told him, I said, do your due diligence.
Mm-hmm.
I said, but there's a lot of people in network marketing that's making $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month that you don't know. There's a lot of the mom, pop, grandma, granddad, new college kid that's making that kind of money, but because they're not in the media and been edified publicly, and you might bump shoulder, you might have just passed a passenger that's in one of the network marketing companies that's making $5,000 to $6,000 a month. But you don't know, and that's successful because they don't have to get up and go to a job.
Right, exactly. So you were saying most people don't make it because they have that employee mindset.
Right.
And now they get into network marketing and this is a business. How do people make that shift in? What kind of person, someone's listening right now going, man, I just got started not too long ago, or I've been in the business for a year or two and I'm still not successful.
Right.
I've been in business for 5 years and I'm still not successful. Right. And a lot of it could have to do with because we've been programmed with this employee mindset.
Right.
And then once again, a lot of people don't know what they don't know. It looks like it should be obvious what it takes to make it in network marketing. And it's not necessarily so obvious.
Right.
So now this employee mindset, tell us about how can people make that shift?
Well, the key thing is first they got to recognize. That's why I said you got to quicken your pace to gain experience. But let me clarify that because you just said something that went over a lot of people's head. You said some people been in the business 2, 3, 4, 5 years and I had success. Now, see, the thing is you can't compare experience in network marketing to experience on the job. Because see, on a job, you can be in the business for 3 to 5 years and you're going to make a meager salary, but you can also go in the bathroom every day and hide and read newspaper and you're going to get paid on the clock.
Right.
And you can do that for a whole couple of years.
Right.
Okay?
Exactly.
And you still get paid. Well, the difference between that and building a business in network marketing is it's not based off seniority. Mm-hmm. It's not based off the time you've been in. What it's based off of is what you've been doing with the time that you're in the business. Okay, because you can just be a product user.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay, or you can be what we call a professional cheerleader, where you just come to the meetings every week and, hey, y'all,
it's great.
Right?
Everything is wonderful.
Or you can be what I call a very analytical person, where you overanalyze till you're paralyzed because you're infatuated with the feeling when you go to the meeting, the family atmosphere, the everybody dressed nice and there's a positive atmosphere, but you still haven't applied nothing that you learned in training because you back it up with logic. Instead of just doing, because I've had people come up to me, matter of fact, the guy that make my clothes, he said, you know what, Rob, man, I've been with you for 4 years in your business. He said, I just really start applying the training and I'm getting all these results now. And I said, first of all, you heard me because you wasn't honest with me in the beginning. In other words, so what have you been doing these 4 years?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
The thing is, Jerry, network marketing is so simple that I'm going to give you an example. You got kids? People say, yeah. I said, you see when they was born, it was a baby, right? Then you saw how they grow, I said, did you see your kids grow? They said, of course I did. I said, no, you didn't. I said, did you actually physically watch them and sit there and measure them as they grew?
Right.
So you didn't do that, did you?
Nope.
I said, that's what you're trying to do in network marketing. You guys are trying to sit there and analyze the miracle part. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Instead of raising your kids like you're supposed to, teaching them manners, burping them, changing the pampers. When network marketing, making a list, piquing interest, not just coming to the meeting, but making a certain effort to invite more new people out. It's about new people. You know that. We train on that. That's in every network marketing company. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But why are you not doing that? Because you emotionally wrapped up in, well, my friends don't see it and all that. Well, we teach you that in the first day of training.
Right.
The roller coaster ride, some people going to be in, some people not. Some people going to show up, some people not. That's just the nature of the business. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So what I'm finding out is that people are micromanaging, like trying to watch their kids grow, keeping a rule about a baby every day. And and that is mentally painful.
Right, right.
Because, you know, you can't do that.
Right, yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
But that's how a lot of people try to build our business, because they still got the E-quadrant mindset. Because you can go to a job and know every week you're going to get a check as long as you clock in. And if you're working in a manufacturing, whatever, the bottling plant is still going to run without you. You can be standing right there and somebody else do it, but you own the clock because you clocked in and you clocked out, so you get a check. But see, you try to bring that same thing over to me. Hey, I clocked in. I was at the meeting Saturday. Okay, but I ain't get no check. You understand what I'm saying?
So you're saying that people, and I want everyone to understand that, you know, you just mentioned the E-quadrant mindset. And I want to make sure that this doesn't pass over anyone. You're referring to Robert Kiyosaki's material cash flow quadrant and so forth. And he talks about the E quadrant and the S quadrant and the I quadrant and, you know, the B quadrant. And the E quadrant is the employee. And that's where you're talking about as far as that employee mindset.
Right.
And you got the I quadrant, the investor, and the B quadrant, the business, and the S quadrant is the self-employed. So what you're saying is that most people got that self-employed mindset because they've been programmed to have a self-employed mindset, because that's what they learned throughout school, throughout their lives, their parents. And then teaching them to go to school, get a good education, go out there and get a good job. And in your job, you're going to trade time for dollars.
Exactly.
And so what you're saying is that in this business of networking, you don't get paid to trade time for dollars.
Exactly.
As a matter of fact, you can put in time, just like you're saying, clock in
at 1 cent
and not get no money.
Exactly.
And then that seems confusing to people.
Exactly.
When they have that E-quadrant mindset, when they have that employee mindset.
Right.
Because this is not supposed to happen.
Exactly.
I'm supposed to put time in, and I'm supposed to get money back.
Right.
And so what you're saying is that this is a different dynamics here.
Totally different.
You know, it's based on results, right?
Exactly.
If you don't produce any results, you're not going to get any money.
You're not going to get no money.
So now the question becomes, how do we learn to produce results when we've never been taught to work from that particular perspective? You know, we can learn, you make the list, you know, you contact people, you know, you follow up with people, we do all this, you know, peak and interest, all that stuff. So we can learn what to do. And most people know what to do. But then they just don't get themselves to do it.
Exactly.
And so, why is that? Why don't they just get themselves to do it?
It's funny you say
this
that.
is simple. Just do it.
It's funny you say that. See, it's not where you fall, it's where they slipping. And so they slipping comes from their will to do it. See, anybody can do it, but it's the will to do it is where we all slipping. And so the will to do it is so small and so unexercised. And if you're not plugging into the training, that's where the training come in. And that's what I love about network marketing, because your upline will go to the meetings with you, will go to the in-home presentations with you, and will watch you, and then will let you do a little bit. That's what the will to do it. But you know what I learned, a real big secret, and I learned from my son, is that I try to teach new people from day one to be teachers.
Okay.
Because that put them in a transition mode to do some action. Because if they recruit some people into the business and they start teaching them, I taught my son that the best way to learn anything is to start teaching it. And then when you start teaching it, then you put yourself in a physical mode where you're going to start actually doing it because you're teaching it. So the quicker you make people in your organization into teachers and coaches and inspirational trainers, the quicker you can make them make that transition from the E quadrant
to the business
quadrant. The business quadrant.
B quadrant, to have that business mindset.
Because I want you to think about this for a minute. You've been programmed your whole life to work a job. I mean, let's go back in elementary school, right?
Right.
Tell you to come to school at 8 o'clock when the bell rings. You better be hungry at 12 when the bell rings, and you better be hungry at 1 and back in class, right?
When the bell rings.
They give you the little stars and stuff to show your parents that you're doing well in school, right? If you come to school all the time, they give you perfect attending awards. So everything is based off you attended, right?
Right,
okay?
right.
Then you graduate, you go to high school, where they say the bell ring, better be in school.
Right.
Bell ring at your lunchtime, you better be hungry. And you only got an hour, so when that bell ring again, you better be unhungry and back, right?
On time.
Right, and on time, right? Then you graduate, you go in 1 of 3 directions. You go to college, which is a delayed reaction for getting the E quadrant, because they got you programmed thinking you're going to start off at the top of the E quadrant. You're still in the E quadrant.
Right.
Or you go in the military, you in the E quadrant, but you got to get up at 4 instead of 8. Where they program you at 8. Or you just get a job and you go in the E quadrant, what they tell you. Better be working 8 o'clock on time when you clock in.
Right.
And it's so funny, Jerry, because when I meet people on their jobs for lunch, they're like, I got to be there in a quick. I only got an hour. So we so programmed You know what I'm saying? And you better be home at 12. What if you home at 3?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But we so programmed to be back at 1. So when you take a person that from a baby been programmed to work in the E quadrant, and then you trying to show them that there's something else that you can do, you know, that can give you more time, freedom, and you can actually go after your goals and dreams, well, it's kind of hard for them, first of all, to believe that. But even if they entertain the thought of believing it, their will to do it is still not there. But if they plug into the training, that simplifies everything. The training, and then apply it consistently, make your dreams and goals big, keep them in front of your eyes. So every time you say, I ain't invite nobody out, and you look at your goals and dreams, say, oh, I can't let this go. Let me get back down and start working. So everything starts with the goals and dreams of what you really want. Not this philosophical stuff about, I want to save the world, like what's going to do? I want a homeless shelter. I said, you know what? That sounds good, but we're not on TV. I mean, talk to me, okay? I want to know what deep down you want.
Okay, I'll take the pen.
Exactly. You know what I mean? What you really want, the selfishness goals.
Right.
So that's what you're going to stick around when you're going through your downs. That's what's going to keep you going. Not that you want to build a homeless shelter. You're not going to die for that cause when you already broke.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So,
you don't feed other people, you got to feed yourself
yeah,
first.
because I have people there come up to me trying to get me to do all kind of stuff like, you know, Rob, we need to do the kids. You know, we need to do, I say, you know what? I'm trying to create 500 millionaires.
Right.
That's my straight focus. And then once they get rich, they can do the kids, the shelters and all that, but 500 millionaires.
Right.
Because everybody's trying to dilute your focus with all this stuff that they think.
That's real powerful. So let's talk back about this key point you just brought up, which is it starts with a dream.
Right.
With yourself.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about your dream, because I want to hear a little bit about your dreams and the things that you had and when it started coming out of you. You know, when do you recall having dreams to do something great with your life? At what point? Was it before even you start working at a job? Was it before the Marine Corps? Was it before college? Was it when you were a little kid? I mean, tell us about that. And then I want us to get back on track to when you got plugged into your second network marketing company and how the progression started after your, you know, first experience with the first couple of years and so forth. So the dream of Robert Dean. Let's talk about that.
Okay. Well, you know, in school, you always say, I want to be rich. I want this.
Right.
We sit outside and say, that's my car. That's my car.
Right.
So it's all start back then. Okay. Well, I came up in a low to middle, I call it low to middle, low income. Okay. You know, and I miss my mom and dad about it all the time. We laugh about it now, right? But I came up in that area where I hung out with the people in the projects, but I stayed in the housing right near the projects.
Got it. Okay.
But because I had a mother and father, people kind of looked up us in that area as they got a lot of money.
You guys got a lot of money.
Right, because we had decent
Christmas. That was not normal to have your mother and father together.
Exactly.
Right.
But what happened is my dad was a construction worker and my mom was a maid her whole life. Okay. So I saw how my dad worked, you know, and I saw all his friends and that kind of thing, the kind of money, the kind of cars they were limited to, the kind of homes they could buy. And then my mom was a maid for some rich people in Atlanta, and I would go to her job with her. When I would go out to the swimming pool and walk around the swimming pool, they had their own log cabinet. Back there, they had a tennis court and all this.
How old were you about?
Around about, 7 or 8 years old.
Okay, so now you started to see that this is something different here.
Well, I had made up my mind then that this is how I want to live. Like these people that my mom worked for. I want to be able to drive a nice Mercedes, and I want to have a guest house, because they had a guest house and had a log cabin way back in the woods, and they had a tennis court and all this. And real nice, good people. Okay. And the oldest son, I related to him. Okay. And he was one of these kind of guys that was like the Ken Barbie doll. Blonde, blue eyes, hamster, all of that, you know.
And how old was he?
Actually, I just found out he ain't but like 3 or 4 years younger than my mom. So now he got to be about 58 or something like that.
So he was much older than you.
He was way more, right, all right. But he had a convertible. Right, I connected to him because he had a convertible Mercedes. And then he would spend time with me. He would take me with him, you know, talk to me all the time. Right, you know. And I would listen to a lot of his business calls and stuff. And that was my real first branding of this the kind of lifestyle I want. And then I started asking myself the question, okay, why we don't have this? You know, and back then it was easy to have been a race car. Okay, they're white and I'm black. Right. But then as you grow up, you know that's not the facts, right?
Exactly.
But
you
it
start meeting white
him.
people that got that type of stuff as well, and then you start wondering like, oh, I'm confused now.
Right, but why these people got it and we don't? And then why don't we don't want it? You know, because people say, well, you know, live your life in hell and then pray, and then you're gonna die and you're gonna have it in heaven. Right. But in one of the prayers, it let it be on earth as it is in heaven. Right? But that was my first branding of that. And then that grew and grew and grew. You know, when I got in high school, it really grew big time. I mean, I'll never forget, I sat on the front stairs with a real close friend back then. And I told her, we're going to be millionaires by 40. We was like hall monitors.
And you were what, 15, 16, 17?
Right.
Something like that.
High school. Millionaires. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I'm going to get it done. You know what I mean? And it happened.
As this kept growing over the years, from 7, 8 years old, was it because you kept surrounding yourself in that environment as much as you could? In other words, did you continue to go and expose yourself to that material?
Yeah, when I got on my own, after church and Sunday, I would just go and look at dream houses. I would go to the Mercedes-Benz dealership or to the Lamborghini place and just touch, feel, look at the cars, walk through the houses, touch all the tile floors and the granite marble kitchens. And I just started putting all my senses involved with it. I did that for years. Matter of fact, I still do that now. Even though, I mean, I got $1 million home in South Georgia, $1 million home in Alpharetta, all the, 2 Lamborghinis, 2 Mercedes, Rolls Royce, all this stuff. I still, to this day, not as much as I used to, but I still to this day go and look at bigger and badder homes. Like, I went to one guy's house, he got 4 helicopters. I'm like, apparently he knows something I don't know.
You just working on, let me get one right now. I mean, come on.
Exactly. So I always kept my dreams there.
1995, you wrote your first dream book. Tell us about that.
Well, I went to a seminar, Anthony Robbins. Master Series. They give you this little black
university.
Right. So I took that book that I had and I went and cut out all the pictures of my dream house, my dream cars, wrote down I want to be making $20,000 a month. Because back then I thought that was a lot of money. By year 2005. Because you got to understand, 1995, 2005 seemed like a long ways, right?
And $20,000 a month was a long ways, right?
Exactly.
And so how much were you earning approximately then? Because I know you were in your first network marketing
back
company
then. About $38,000 a year.
Okay, so you were $4,000 a month or so, or even less.
No, it was less than that. Yeah, $38,000 a year.
Pretty much the average type of situation that most people have going on. So now you're sitting here then, and you're actually putting all this big stuff down. Now a lot of people may be thinking, well, come on, you're not going to get all that stuff. Why are you going to write all that stuff down? Aren't you just going to disappoint yourself?
I had a lot of people tell me that. But I'm going to tell you something. I have people all the time say, don't get your hopes up high. I said, so what are you supposed to have your hopes low? Okay, you supposed to walk around with low hopes? For what? Right? So why not have your hopes up high? Okay?
And that's one of the things you learned at that seminar.
Right, exactly.
Think big and to dream big.
It's okay not to get it. The key is to shoot for it. Because the guy said in the seminar, he said, most people hit nothing on the head because they aim at nothing.
Wow. So you start jotting down, cutting out the pictures of these fancy homes, cars, I guess.
Right.
You put all that in your dream book?
Yes. I detailed out SL 600, this color.
Wow.
I want my house with a movie theater. And it's funny because when I look at that book now, not only do I got a movie theater in both of my houses, but I even built a ticket booth, stadium stack seating. I mean, a real movie theater.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So it feels good to be able to see that. My other house, I got marble columns, just like in that book. And I tore the whole wall down, so that whole wall is aquarium that look over the swimming pool, then over on the 11 green golf course.
Wow.
5-car garage. I mean, everything that I dreamt.
Do you have cars in all these garages?
Yeah.
Tell us that. I just want people to really kind of see how this.
Well, actually, I thought it was new because everybody say I treat my SL 600 Mercedes like an escort now. But I got a.
That's how I treat my CL 600.
Exactly, right. So, I mean, because, people looking at, man, that's bum. I use that to go back to dry cleaners and stuff, right? But I got a SL 600 convertible, 05 model. Okay, I got a S600 07. New Maybach back in with the whole roof is glass sunroof, night vision, all of that. Because I'm into the gadget stuff. Right. Got a 20.
And it's 06 right now, so everyone can know. So you got an 07.
I got an 07. Right. S-Class Mercedes S600 V12. Of course, I got 22-inch rims, and, I'm a rim guy. Right. I spent, I think, a little bit over $70,000 last year just in wheels.
Just in wheels.
Right.
Wow.
Okay. I got a Hummer. Okay. I always kept a Mustang since I graduated from high school,
Right.
but I got a '05 supercharged Celine convertible Mustang, can apple red, Celine edition. I got a 2006 Lamborghini Murcielago with the doors go up, but it's a roadster, pearl orange. Then I got another roadster because I didn't know which one I wanted was convertible coupe, so I bought both. So I got a can apple red Murcielago.
Right.
That's a coupe. Okay. I got, let me see, those two, and I got a Phantom. Actually, this is my second Phantom. I had a black one. I didn't like that. I kept for about 30, 40 days. I didn't like because it looked like a funeral car or whatever. Oh, okay. So now I got a silver 06 Rolls Royce Phantom, brand new. And matter of fact, I just bought the wheels last week. I think I spent a little bit over $8,000 for the wheels.
For the wheels.
Yeah.
Wow. And this is all represented in your book.
Exactly.
11 years prior.
Right.
You had all this information down specifically. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because I really want to build a case for why people deserve to put a lot of energy and focus in on getting specific and clear about what they desire to create. And this is something, as you know, that I teach, and I've been teaching for a while in regards to this dream book concept. And for people to hear, because the exact same thing happened to you, happened for me. And I'm hearing people who have created the dream book years and years and years ago, how they have manifested the things in the dream book. Now, it's important for people to know that manifestation, the creation of this dream book could even be something that could assist you in your will to be able to go out there and actually do something.
Actually, it's the biggest leverage in my will.
How often did you look at that? How often did you take a look at the dream book back then?
See, I call it the dream book concept because, see, the dream book itself is something that I looked at like on a daily basis, you know, when I get home in the bathroom. That's my sanctuary. I read all that stuff.
Right.
But the dream book, you had to come out of the dream book. In other words, with everything I had on the dream book, I actually went and physically looked at it more so than just looking at the dream book.
Got it.
So you got to put sight, taste, sound, feel, smell. You got to put all the senses involved. Okay. Because then that builds your will.
Right.
That's how I built my will. So I would go and touch the car. And I learned something from a mentor of mine, another network marketing company. He said, go and look at your dream car. Take an empty jar. Roll up all the windows in the car when you get in it. Scoop up all that new car fresh air in that jar. Put the lid on it while you in the car, and then put the jar in the bag. And then put the label, the year, model of the car, the color it is, and all that. And you put that wherever you visit the most in your home. Like me, it was the refrigerator in the bathroom, right? So I had that jar right there on top of my refrigerator. So anytime I felt like I was slipping in my wheel, I would get that jar, I would open it just a little bit, smell the new car fresh, and let me get rolling. I got to call some more people. I can't go to the meeting this week when I haven't at least 2 guests with me. So that really motivated me.
Getting back then to your network marketing experience, your first couple of years, like you said, you learned a lot in personal development. You really gained a lot of information there. Even start going to outside seminars too. To really learn as much as you can. The Tony Robbins and everything else. And even though from a financial standpoint, you would not have back then at least considered yourself, very successful. Even though you were earning just as much as you were earning on your Fedex job. After 7 years, you were earning that within the first 2 years of your first company. Now, you get started with this next company, and I know you do a lot better in that next company. Things start to happen. So tell us a little bit about what started to take place. What do you think it was that allowed you in that second company to, within, how long did it take you to get up to, because you were generating
$30,000, $40,000 a month.
$40,000 a month.
Yeah, it took between 14 to 18 months.
14 to 18.
But the key thing is I was making money on my way there. When I call making money, $5,000 to $10,000 a month on my way to that.
Sure.
Consistently.
And did you quit the FedEx by then, or were you?
Yeah, I hadn't quit FedEx.
So you had already
I had quit FedEx.
Okay.
Right. And so what happened was, because I was more of in a teacher role, more so than just sitting around watching, I was more teaching, training people, and then I started enrolling people into the vision. Hey, you run with Robert Dean, give me 2 years of your life, you'll be making over $10,000 a month. Nothing else is an option but that. And I would say that so much, even when I got home sometime, the little devil advocate would be playing like, okay, Rob, you broke right now, you're around a Hyundai and a, whatever.
You're telling people they're going to be making $10,000 a month. Look at you. You're not really even doing that.
I'm not even doing that. But I was so focused on bringing the future into the present that actually we all got there.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, every last leader that stuck with me, that's with me now, all of them is over 20 G's a month now.
Wow.
You know.
Wow. So now you really got into more high gear. All the personal development started to kick in a little bit. The fact that you had got that dream book back in 1995,
right.
It seems like that started to kick in.
Right.
Because you're talking about only, 1 to 3 years after you had did that is when this is happening.
Right.
So this is not like 20 years later.
Right.
This is starting to happen already. And then from there, you get to the $30,000, $40,000 a month. Some things happen with the company or whatever the case is. But then you plug into another company and you move right back up to the top again, right?
Exactly.
Back to $30,000, $40,000 a month.
Right.
Relatively quickly.
Very quickly. Matter of fact, a gentleman that worked with you now was my upline, and he was the number one guy in that company.
Got it.
And I came up under him. And at that time, his personal development still wasn't there because he was the big man over there. And I was up under him like on his third level or something. And he said, well, it'll be mathematically impossible for you to catch me, Robert. I've been over here 2 years. I called him in 90 days.
You caught him in 90 days? What did he say? Was he shocked?
Passing. Matter of fact, I still got the trophy that he gave me, mounted today at my house.
Wow. And what do you think was the key for allowing you to do that? Was it just massive action?
Well, it was massive action, plus I had experience, plus I know the business because I took time to learn the business. See, a lot of people don't understand this, okay? People say, well, Robert, you brought people over from your other network marketing company. Well, part true and then part not true because a lot of people didn't come with me.
Right.
Because they thought I was crazy.
Right.
Okay? But one thing I learned that I always kept in the back of my mind, people are just like dust. They're everywhere. And just like I train those people to become successful, I can go and get all new people again and train them. So that was my power. So I knew that. So I came over and went straight to the top. And then when I came to this company, I actually hit 10 grand a month in 90 days. And I was at $20,000 a month in like 11 months. I was at the top.
I remember when you first got started.
Right, you remember that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember when you first got started.
Right.
I remember the progression. I remember talking to you on the phone. Remember that? We had that conversation. That was relatively new. You were relatively new, I think 90 days, but you were already doing some really big stuff. What type of advice would you give, a brand new person, who's just now getting started? Maybe they're listening to this right now. Maybe they're inspired. Maybe they're saying, wow, this sounds great. Maybe they got in their mind, well, I guess I got to have more will, and I know I better go do a dream book for sure. Maybe those two big takeaways that they're taking away with right now as far as action steps. But what would you share for these people who really want to make something happen?
Well, what I tell people all the time is this right here. You got to make a strong commitment to make them dreams and goals come true. Anything short of selling your soul. Okay? That's got to be number one. You got to sell out on that. I remember, I'll never forget, I told a good friend of mine, Mr. Herschel Gibbs, that's doing extremely well with me now. And he's over like $60,000 a month or something. And I never forget, we was broke. We was down in Miami. He had this little 1-bedroom apartment. I actually slept on the floor with his kids and stuff. And I got mad. I said, you know what, man, we ain't going to be broke like this no more. Forget this. We going for our goals and dreams. We talk about that now. We laugh about that. He said, but Rob, I remember when you were walking around, man, and you said that. Jerry, this is the thing. There's one thing I noticed about life is that we're not getting no younger. Okay?
Absolutely.
And we know what the job is going to do. We know that you make enough money just to make ends meet or make ends see each other. And we know that.
Right.
So why not go after your goals and dreams? Why not do something part-time and put your all into it part-time?
So you're saying you don't have to give up your job?
No, don't give up your job.
Right.
You don't want to do this bending with a gun to your head.
Right.
Okay? It's almost like you saying, Robert, I can beat, Jet Li. That's TV stuff. Then you run up and then, you come back crippled and all your reels broken because you don't know what you don't know. Right. Because you kick your little brother and all them, knock them out. You think you're ready for this guy because you understand what I'm saying? That's how a lot of people take an unrealistic approach. Because I'm going to tell you something, there's two problems when you get started in a business. The ones you don't know and the ones you think you know. But it's always the ones you don't know that choke you and sideline you and hit you on your knees. So that's why I tell people, work your job. Don't go back to your job the next day after you done wrote your goals down and went to a few meetings and you hang around millionaires or whatever. Right. Don't go back to your job telling everybody, I'm quitting this crap. I see people do that because they think that they're going to motivate them.
Right.
You're actually making it harder for you to go to your goals and dreams because you doing more talking instead of piquing interest, building the business and all that.
Right.
So you run around on your job. I ain't going to be here with y'all no more. This is my last year. And then you causing more commotion on your job. When what you need to do is be excited that you got a project that you're working on part-time that can help you get your goals and dreams. but you're going to use your job to finance it.
Got it. The job, the credit that can come
all
from the
that,
job.
everything
I mean,
you got.
the whole
right. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what develops your will is your dreams, your commitment. But then once you tap into that passion part where you're not worried about losing sleep. I had one guy say, well, I can't get on a conference call at 11 o'clock because I got to get up in the morning. And I started laughing. He said, what you laughing about? I said, it might not going to hurt you to lose 15 minutes of sleep tonight. That can possibly change your life down the road where you never had to worry about getting up in the morning.
Right.
Because the problem, Jerry, is that people live their life like they're already rich. You know, don't call me on Sunday. Don't call my house at 11 o'clock. That's disrespecting me. Don't do this. Don't do that. And it's like, okay, what book of life you got that from? Your bill get charged 24 hours.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I tell people, get into your company. Whatever company you're going to get in, dig in, and learn everything and become psychotic about getting your goals and dreams. You know, when you go into this type of business, go in learning everything that you possibly can to become successful in that endeavor.
Now, when you say psychotic, explain that a little bit more
example.
so people will know kind of what you mean.
Psychotic in my terms means beyond focus. Okay, and I'm going to give you an example. And this is negative connotation.
Okay.
You ever seen the movies where somebody hire a hitman to kill somebody? Right? Now, I'm going to give you two scenarios. The scenario that we look at is this gloomy guy. He's lonely. He got all kind of guns. He's an expert in all kind of bullets and stuff. He watches prey every day, know when they get up, what they eat, when they go to bed, all this stuff. You know, dingy apartment that's right near the hideout spot. He don't have no TV. He don't have nothing. He eat pizza, bad food. He's straight focused. He got pictures of this person all over. That's being psychotic about your goals. Or, let me give you the joking version. Let's say somebody hired you to go out and kill somebody. You're an expert shooter, right? You out clubbing and you're on the floor party. You say, oh, I got to go and kill somebody today. You know what I mean? But that's...
I think that's
you know,
right there.
But you're not psychotic about that job. Well, I take that same metaphor, that same example, and I apply it to network marketing. Like, when I first got started in this business, my house was like a war bunker. I mean, I had, you know, what it takes to get to the top. I had all my goals and dreams up there. I had my list. I had, you know, how my organization going to be drawn out, my leaders. I'm working with them. I got to do meetings for them. I mean, it was just like I was at war. I mean, everything in my house was focused on that. So it was exactly
objective.
See, the average person, they can sign up in network marketing. They come home, they have a conversation, they smile. Oh, baby, I'm doing this, and I really want your support. Well, you ain't really focused on nothing in your life. So then when they hit you with, that crap don't work, that's that tree stuff, you ain't in the beginning.
You gotta go to another convention, you didn't pay all that money, you're not making no money.
But see, you made your biggest mistake first. And when you got home, you didn't clear out your room, part of your house, where you need to start focusing on putting the title, the number one position in your company, and start breaking down all the sub positions that lead to that, which come down to you at zero. Okay, now I got to get to this position. How many people I need? What the volume need to be? See, you need to start focusing on all of that. Let me start learning how to present. Let me go and watch all these guys' presentation style. Let me hear their story, how they intro, how they do this. See, it's so much to learn this business. But if you're not in it like that, and you just coming in, participating and playing around, you understand?
Right, exactly.
So that's why I know it doesn't matter what company I go to, I will get to the top in no time because the same principle applies. And I've done it. Now this company is so huge.
Right.
Okay, this ain't a mom and pop type network marketing company.
No.
You got, you know what I'm saying?
A lot of people making a lot.
But not only that, these guys had a 5-year jump. I'm gonna tell you how powerful this training information is, right? Now the number one guy over here, he's front line to the company. He has no upline. I'm on his like 11, 12, maybe 18 level.
Wow.
3.5 years I ran him down. Now he's still on top of Japan, Australia, all this,
so
and me.
More money than him in 5 years.
Well, actually, I don't call him money-wise. I'm number 2 in the world now.
Okay.
He just a little bit. But the thing is, as far as production.
I got it.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And he knows a matter of time. And we joke about it because he's a real humble guy. And he's one of the type of guys that he encouraged that, just like I do. I encourage my friends, hey, come, you know. But it's a friendly type thing. It's not envy, I hate him and all this.
Exactly.
Don't speak, none of that.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
but
crazy.
What it shows
especially when you're in his group.
Right. But,
that would be real crazy.
But you know what it shows, Jerry? This is what it shows. if you got a good work ethic, it doesn't matter where you fall at. See, that's another thing people get caught up when they get in network marketing.
Timing, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not number one. I'm not, it's not a ground floor opportunity.
No, them guys had 5.5-year jump on me.
Right.
I could easily come in the August. They was making a couple $100,000 a month when I came in.
Wow.
So for me to come in way up on the organization and to run everybody down, come on. Now what's the excuse? It's got to do with you. It's all about you developing them, taking them little layers of fears that you got embedded on you. Because the only thing keeping you from driving a phantom, it ain't your circumstances. It's the level of fears you done wrapped around your brains all these years. Because you know what's funny? I'm going to just tell you the power of what I call accumulation, right? You put your goals and dreams out there. I'll never forget when I got my first inkling when I went to the Hyundai store and paid cash for a new Hyundai. And everybody laughed at me. I was jacked out of my mind. I was like, okay, have you paid cash for one before? You know what I mean? And I had all the distributors. We riding around in a new Hyundai Sonata, Ford, but it was paid for. I was jacked, right? But then I moved on up to another car, Mercedes and all this. And it's amazing. Just in the last year, maybe a year and a half, I done had more exotics and more cars than the average people will have in 5 lifetimes. Right. Because the law of attraction, the law of an abundance, it kicks in exponentially and it's almost overwhelming. Because people say stuff like, well, you just got that, founder. Why you got that whack? I said, see, the E quadrant or the employee mindset teaches you to get what you need, not what you want. I said, what's wrong with me wanting? I ain't hurt nobody. If I want to change cars every week, why is that a problem? Right. Because you understand what I'm saying? It's not a problem with you. But guess what I told them? I said, you go to the grocery store and you buy a box of cereal. I'm a cereal guy, right? And so I want 2 boxes or get 3. How come you can't get homes and cars like that? Ooh. Because it's your limited fear that you got over you. So it's okay for you to go and drop $4 or $5 and get 3 or 4 boxes of cereal because you can see that. But it's not okay to drop 400,000 or 500,000 on a couple cars. Right. Because of your mindset and the way you program. And I'm going to tell you something. When you really start uncovering all these fears, all the stuff you want to start coming even quicker. But the slower they come is because you taking your time, taking these layers of fears, which have been built in the E-quadrant so long. Because I went to a funeral in my first phantom. I took my mom. We driving down 85 South to go to my aunt's funeral. And then my cousin, at the funeral, everybody looking at the Rolls Royce. He said, how much you pay for that? I said, it was like $300,000. He said, man, I would never pay no $300,000 for no car. I said, you're absolutely right. You never will. Because you believe that. You believe that. He was passionate, huh? Right, he was passionate. And I have people, and see, Jerry, you got to understand, it's all these little limited things that people have that keep them down. Have people like, well, you're saving in the money. Are you doing this? I said, that really doesn't matter. He said, well, what if you lose everything? I said, well, I look at being rich like being in love. It's always best to at least experience it than not ever have it at all. I said, so it really doesn't matter. That's why I don't get off on you hear all these people done lost all their money and stuff. That's just got to do with personal development and that kind of thing. Right. It ain't really got to do with that person being a good person. Right. And that's why I teach people about network marketing, building a cash flow. If I blew $100,000 this month, guess what? It come back again next month. Right. If I ain't saved no money since I've been in business, guess what? I can start them next week and say, okay, I done blown all my money, but I'm going to start saving today. Right. And that's what, and even to the point to where, hey, if the company is not around next week, you can go and get replugged in again and really go for it again. Exactly. Because of your knowledge, because of what you know, but also because of the attraction factor that has taken place with you in regards to your ability to attract and so forth. Now, these layers of fears that you talk about, people, maybe listening right now and go, yeah, dude, I know I got some fears. So it's like a dichotomy almost because part of it is people are thinking, okay, so do I take away these fears before I do anything? Or do I do something in spite of the fears? And is that how I'm going to take it out? Okay. Right. See, the combination of breaking fears is to go through the fear. And I learned this from Les Brown, and he quoted something about Eleanor Roosevelt. Do it to break the fear, then do it again to feel good about the fear, then do it again so you can get rid of the fear. It's in the doing that you break the fears. You can't break the fears by being a professional student just taking notes. Right. You got to apply those notes. And so that's where a lot of people think that they're not supposed to have the fear. If they have the fear, they feel that something must be wrong. Right. But what you're saying, and that typically is what stops people from doing it. Exactly. But what you're saying is that do it in spite of the fear. Exactly. Because that's the only way you're going to break through it anyway. Right. And if you allow yourself to peel off
layer after layer after layer by doing, then that's how you're going to be able to set yourself up. And the only way you're going to do that is really by having something compelling, something that really drives you, like you have your big dream, and you have that into your mind. So it didn't matter, it's like your dreams were bigger than your fears.
Right.
And so when that happens, but a lot of people, their fears are bigger than their dreams.
Right. But the only way they can chip that down, they got to start doing. I'll give you an example. This guy said, I got to try your product for 30 days. If it work on me, then I'm going to come and run everybody down. I said, well, first of all, I got friends making $1 million a year selling dog food, but they ain't ate one can of it yet. Okay? I said, now, you really don't need to try the product for 30 days in order to come in and start making money. I said, he said, yes, I do, Rob. I said, no, you don't. I said, I'm going to give you an example. I said, well, what do you do? He said, I work at Budweiser. I was in Cleveland, Ohio. Okay. I said, that plant over there, we was at the Holiday Inn. He said, I'm a supervisor over that plant. I said, well, my company, we got a plant like that too. What if we brought our plant here? And I said, we're going to start you off at $25 an hour, and you making our product in our plant. You're going to be the product manager. You're going to make $20, $30 an hour. Mm-hmm. Would you tell them, well, I need to drink the product first before I start working?
What did he say?
He got real quiet. See, the only reason why you say that is because this opportunity is not in the E quadrant. So, but anything that's not in the E quadrant, you automatic, skeptical, and I got to try. They got to work on me. Got to do. Right? Because like I told the guy, I said, well, did you say that about bottled water? Let me just kind of taste it before you can't even remember when you started drinking bottled water, can you? You understand what I'm saying? Right. Did you say that about Coca-Cola? Did you say that about... See, I'm trying to dig deep down because I'm a scientist by nature. I don't know if you know, I went to school as a nuclear engineer even though I didn't graduate. Right. But in high school, I got all the awards in science and all that because things have to make sense to me. Okay? Mm-hmm. So what I try to do now with my experiences now is I try to, one, be a role model. See, I don't need all these cars and houses I got. A lot of people that's in the E-quadrant say, oh, that's depreciating asset. Yeah, if I was on a job. But in our business, it's an inspirational tool. My Rolls Royce Phantom is like a nail, a hammer, a drill, or a jackhammer. Right. Because it's a tool that I use to show lifestyle. See, when I try to tell people, reason why I'm living outlandish, I got 2 separate $1 million homes and all this stuff, not because I'm selfish and I'm doing all this. It's because I'm trying to raise everybody's expectation. In other words, I'm saying, hold on, Rob got all this. In 5 years, I can at least get $1 million in one car. So it's inspiration. Exactly. It's just a tool. It just happen to be fun tools. You understand what I'm saying? Exactly. It just happen to be fun tools. So I share with people is that you got to get rid of these little fears. Okay, you can't go in these network marketing companies and say, oh, I got to try the product. It hadn't worked on me. Well, you just negated all the evidence that your company had of what your product did for everybody else. So the product got to work. The company can't be doing millions of dollars a month. You understand what I'm saying? Right, exactly. So what I try to focus on is get people to be business people. Let's focus on building a business.
Well, that's a totally different equation. Once again, especially when they come from that E quadrant.
Exactly.
The employee. So you're saying that most of the limitations that really stops people is simply because they've been programmed to be in the E quadrant. And then it's just a matter of some education for them being willing to learn, right? What it takes to be able to generate the type of lifestyle that they would like to have. And typically those are people that are not in the E quadrant. Right. These people who generate the massive lifestyles are not in the E quadrant. Exactly. These are people that are in the B quadrant. They have their own businesses, which allows them to even invest, which allows them to do, all these other things. So with that said, because, we've really spent quite a bit of time talking about the power of the imagination, the power of the mind, really releasing these fears. And I know what people are thinking right now. If I only knew what Robert knows about how to actually build a business. Right. Oh, just tell me how to do it, Robert. I mean, oh man, you know all this stuff.
Before we get into this, let me tell you the problem with people when they get into business. It's like they want to know the answer to everything, and you can't do that. I'm going to give you an example. It's like, Jerry, you leave this hotel now and say, okay, I'm going back to Plano. But Rob, I need for you to tell me right now, is all the red light going to be green? Right. You know what I mean? And you can't do that. Or what people do is, let's say you're going up 35E. Okay. And you get off at every exit. Am I going in the right direction? You get back on. You get off the next exit. Ma'am, am I going in the right direction? You get back on. That's how a lot of people build a business because of all the fears. This is the thing. It's real basic. And it's like taking candy from a baby after you got the knowledge and you don't apply it over and over and over. Right. The key thing is, okay, you got to make a list of everybody that you know. Okay. Stop worrying about the opportunity that didn't work. A lot of people keep worrying about that Because
all my people,
right,
they already have heard about what I've done before, so why should I make a list? I don't know nobody.
See, when you do that, you already put yourself in a defeating mindset. You coming in as a victim. And see, there's no such thing as a rich victim. Okay?
Right.
So a lot of times people come in with a victim mindset. Well, Rob, the people in this area, they got to learn when a horse dies, dismount. Okay?
Right.
You on your new horse now. You got to go back to everybody that you personally know with the same excitement and enthusiasm and let them tell you if they not open or not.
Right.
But don't assume, because then you go to your area meeting and see them people in there 3 or 4 months down the road saying, I didn't know, but you didn't never put them on the list. So every venture I take upon, like when I came in this business, I didn't worry about what happened or didn't happen in the next opportunity. It's just like playing football. Okay, you get transferred from Atlanta Falcons to Dallas Cowboys. You can't be on the Dallas Cowboy team talking about, well, we did this in Atlanta Falcons, and we did this, and we did the play. No, you on that team, their whole regiment. The key is to go to the Super Bowl. So that's how I look at network marketing. You might start out with Atlanta Falcons.
Right.
That's where you got all your training and your development. But you might end up with another team that take you to the Super Bowl to get you the ring.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So when you get started in this business, it's some basic things. You got to make a list. You got to always continue to build your list.
Okay.
Okay.
That's through meeting people and so forth.
You got to master piquing interest. You got to be a piquing interest nut. And it ain't what you say, it's how you feel about what you say.
What do you mean by piquing interest? Just so people
know. You want to know when you make the list. You want to know, okay, now after I made this list, let me call all these people and see, are they open for a business opportunity? That's what I mean by piquing interest.
Okay. Got it.
Not calling them, telling them everything about your product and everything about your company. You just want to know, are you open? Like I'll call, hey.
That's a quick call.
That's a quick call.
Okay, so go ahead, give an example.
Like I say, hey, this is Robert Dean. How you doing? They said, look, Robert, I said, look, I got something very exciting I'm involved with. I just want to know, because I don't want you to say I didn't tell you. Are you open to make some extra money? And it depends on how they answer the question. In your first 90 days is important. They said, well, Robbie, I said, you know what? Don't even worry about it. You know who I'm looking for right now. And hang up. Next.
Right there.
I don't waste time with all of that because if they're interested, I'm looking for somebody to say, yeah, what you got? What's up? I'll get back with you. We have a special meeting at my house. I'll call you back.
So at that point, you're not even...
I don't even tell them what it is or nothing. I don't even get caught up in that.
You're not even going to go ahead and set something up for them. You just say, look, I'll tell you what, right now, I just want to see if you're interested.
Right.
I'll get back with you.
Exactly.
Boom. Okay, so that's just piquing interest.
You want to know if they're interested.
Some people will sit there and go, when they say, well, Robert, I'm not really interested. Some people will go, well, it's a really great product.
Yeah, and they get...
See, and that's where they really get thrown off.
They get in what I call building their business from a panic and a victim mentality and a feel sorry for me mode, and that comes off over the phone and all of that. Okay.
So now you've called all these people, you've piqued their interest.
And then the people that say they're interested, then I set up my first in-home meet.
Right. Okay.
Now,
so now you already have a group of people who pretty much are going to be there.
Right. When I came in this company, I didn't even know how to present this business, but I knew from my past experience, just do a presentation and I get it together as I get going.
Got it.
So I presented to the little experience that I had, but it wasn't the presentation that got them, it was my excitement. Because one of my guys now that's making over $20,000 a month, him and his wife was at the presentation. He said, Ron, what you said didn't even make sense. But I was scared that you really were going to get rich without us. So we came on. And I tell people, you're going to be bad before you're good, good before you're great. Stop trying to think you're going to be perfect your day one. Stop. Keep coming, well, I ain't this. Don't do that. Just say what you know and you'll learn. Because a lot of people think they're going to mess up on their prospects.
You learn as you go.
Right.
Ooh, all right.
See, a lot of times people think that they're going to mess up. See, you can't mess up with the right person.
Right.
When somebody hungry, because they're going to say, if you can do it, I know I can.
Right, yeah.
So you can't mess up with the right person, but the kids to be excited and don't keep putting all your past in this. You know what I mean? Whatever you're doing, do it and go with it. You know what I mean? So you make the list, you pique the interest, you have your first in-home presentation, okay? And then people say, well, I ain't got no meeting going on in my city. Great, then you're going to be the one that's going to start it up. The way I'm sharing with you is how you do it, okay?
Right.
You have people at your house. You have your product there. You have your business kit. Okay. You have all that stuff there. If you got a computer or whatever, have your company website up and all that. See, I'm the type of person, I'm going to come with everything I got. I ain't just coming with just a whiteboard and a few little, everything I got from the company, anything I got, I'm going to have it there. It's like ammunition.
Right.
So when I come, I have the war belt. I'm coming.
You're ready. You got your artillery.
Straight clothes
you got your bazookas.
down.
I mean, you got the tanks. I mean, you got it all.
And what I don't have, I accumulate to have with me at the next meetings over a period of time. Like now, I come with a phantom, the checks, everything. You see what I'm saying? So, So anyway, so I'm excited.
Right.
So I do the meeting, and I said, "Who's interested?"
Now this is the home meeting.
This the home meeting.
Okay. And you say, "Who's in?"
No more than 20 minutes.
Okay.
People
so this is not a 2-hour presentation.
No.
This is not no hour and a half.
Man, I see a lot of people going in there talking about the product and praising the product and crowning the product. Don't get caught up in that. It's the opportunity. We're in network marketing. The product is your network marketing company product. Your product is opportunity.
Got it.
Right?
Okay.
So I sell them on an opportunity. I say, who's in? Right? The people that say they in, I'm like, hey, you ready to enroll today? You ready to get started today? Or do you need more information? Right?
Right. Okay.
If they say they're ready to get started today, then I enroll them. I don't get caught up in the product and all that stuff. I enroll them, and then I say, look, we're going to have a training, okay? I'm going to train you on how to have one of these meetings. That's it. Just keep it simple.
Right.
And then at the same time, I'm enrolling them in the vision of, you run with me, we're all going to be making this kind of money 18 months from now. Right. And then I enroll them. We're going to do our grand opening, open up our first weekly meeting. Right now, there's no meeting going on in the city. That's a good thing.
Right.
We don't want nobody to come in here and then they do it. We're going to do it.
Right. Okay.
Right.
So you reframe it. You reframe the fact that there's nothing happening because a lot of people use that as an excuse.
That's the most exciting part.
Right.
When I first got started, this is when they're going on in Detroit. When I started up, I was like, good, because we're going to get it up and running. But we're going to have these in-home meetings first. Get enough people in that's rolling.
Right.
Then we'll have our grand opening, and then we'll start from there and start rolling.
Got it.
And that's how I built.
And so now your 20-minute presentation, what types of things are you really sharing?
Okay. What I do is I relate time, job, money.
Okay.
I talk about the industry.
Okay. Network marketing.
I talk about the company.
Okay.
I talk a little bit about the main product. Not I don't get a whole lot of the product, just the flagship product or the main product.
Right.
Okay. Then I'll tell what the product do.
Maybe some testimonials or whatever it does.
Exactly.
Right.
Then I'll go into the compensation plan, what it takes to get started, how we get paid. Then I talk about training, because you get started, we're going to teach you step by step. And then I'll go into the close.
And you're
in or you're out.
In and out. That's your close. And then if someone says, well, no, I'm not in, do you just let them go, or do you say, get plugged into the product? Or
no, what I tell them, I said, first of all, I just want to thank you for coming out, because I know that this ain't for everybody, because there's a lot of money being a doctor, but we ain't all run out to being medical school. Right. So I just appreciate the fact and appreciate that you had enough confidence to come out, and look at this. Okay. And if you want to, you also can try the product, buy a couple of products to see if it worked for you, because it's a great product as well. Right. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you've already shared a little bit about the product. Right. You didn't get into all the every ingredient in the product and all this type of stuff.
A lot of people do that. Right. All they got to do is let people use the product. Right. Like I tell people all the time, that's just like you get excited about orange juice. There's vitamin C. Just drink it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to get it caught up in all the technical. Right. Exactly. All that stuff. No. It's the opportunity that we're selling.
So you keep it real simple. In about 20 minutes, they're in and out. You basically know what's going on there. And like you said, you don't make people feel bad for saying no.
Oh, no, because,
that's really important.
Everybody ain't going to get in. I mean, it's thousands of network marketing companies. It's thousands of opportunities out there. It's thousands of, other kind of people, maybe with actors, movie stars. It's so many different ways to get rich. So you got to almost be an idiot to expect everybody to get in your business. And if they don't, then you mad at them. Because I found out when I do that, people come back down the road anyway and come in. All the people that told me no is in the business.
Especially when they see your commitment, when they see you're still there, when they see what you're accomplishing, and when they may have even attempted a couple other things. Exactly. And it didn't really work for them. Right. And you kind of left the door open. I mean, it's not like you were mad. Like you said, you didn't slam the door. You didn't say you're crazy. You didn't cuss them out.
Oh, no, none of that stuff. No, you don't do that.
And the interesting thing is that your mindset is that you don't even expect everyone to get in.
Oh, no.
Whereas there's some people, they don't respect the numbers. Just like in every single thing, you're not going to find everyone doing one single thing. It's just
but it goes back to what we said in the beginning. People have an unrealistic expectation of what they got to bring to the table. See, to build a network marketing group into, like, I got over hundreds of thousands of them, is chunks at a time. It's 1 or 2 people. It's not having this big meeting. I know TD Jakes, I'm going to get in front of the church and do the presentation and give everybody one scoop. Right. Ain't nobody in network marketing history ever hit the top of no company doing that. Right. It's the little meetings consistently. Then you dump that into events. You constantly have people in the event. And that's the glue to this business. But the beginning part is what people miss when I just went over to you.
Right, where you just went over. So
That's it.
They're in their home meeting, and then you teach them how to do the same things. So now you got a few home meetings going on around town and the other areas and so forth. And then when there's enough people, then you guys put together a briefing. Approximately about how many? About
25 to 30. Because I'm going to tell you what happened, Jerry. I see people that come into network marketing. They say, well, I want to do my hotel meeting. So they get infatuated with the suits and all that and the music.
Right.
And, the whole 9 yards, people edifying and stuff. But they forget the guts that make that meeting. The guts is making a list, picking this, and doing in-home meetings. And the in-home meetings, you promote their meeting. So they'll go down the street and try to start a meeting somewhere, and nobody shows up, or they end up presenting to the distributors. It's because they forgot to do what I just said. That's the whole key to building your weekly meetings.
And then after you get the weekly meetings going and they get going, things get moving and so forth, then eventually you hold your first training.
Right. Well, actually, once I get my weekly meeting going, I do a training, but I keep it short and smooth, just a quick start training. So the key is to train people on how to pique interest and invite them out to the next meeting. That's all you need to do, because that's all we do.
Right. That's it. People probably think there's some magical thing that you've done, and what you just laid out is a very simple process, but you just said that people complicate the simplicity of it all.
Exactly.
And they just don't believe this can't be this simple.
Right.
There got to be more to it. And of course, there are some intricacies to it, but typically they're going to learn that as they do it.
Right.
I mean, they got to do it.
But it's like building a building.
Right.
You got to clear out the grounds. You got to put the footing down. You got to do all that. Then you start to build a building. But people keep looking at, that's a beautiful skyscraper. But they all built the same way, from the bottom up, not from the top down.
That's really important. They just want the final picture.
Right.
But they don't even want to go through. And you notice how the foundation tends to take the longest. They're working on that foundation and working on it. They can be working on it. And next thing you know, you drive past again and you see the building up. You go, oh my goodness.
Right.
How did that happen? But you kind of forget how long it took to get that foundation properly. So all your team, basically all over a Top Gun organization, is basically utilizing the same process. So one person over in Atlanta is going to be able to have the same presentation that's going on over in Dallas.
Exactly.
Have the same presentation going on in Florida.
Exactly.
Blah, blah, blah. And so it's
same,
pretty consistent.
everything. Right.
Everything's the same. So now, what about, people who say, okay, there are certain questions and objections that people have. How do you reply or respond to some of those things? If someone says, I don't have time, for example. That's one of the...
Well, I use different things. When you ask me this question, I got to rewind and go back to when I was broke and what I said.
Right.
Because I say things differently now because of my experience.
Right.
But back then when people told me that they didn't have time, I would ask them this question. I said, well, with the time that you got right now, are you going towards your goals and dreams? Or are you running the circle? Or they might say, my plate is full. I say, full of what? Is what's on your plate helping you get your goals and dreams? And if it's not, then you need to scrape the stuff off the plate and put something on it. Only if you're really interested in getting your goals and dreams.
Right.
But if you just talking to talk and just shooting a breeze with me and you looking at this company that I'm in now as just something to do because it's pretty, then it's not for you, and I appreciate your time.
Right.
But if you really want to go to your goals and dreams, then you'll make time, because I always found out that rich people make time to make more money.
Wow. And what about I don't have the money?
Okay. First of all, when people say, I ain't got the money, I said, well, first of all, number one, you know who I'm looking for, because you got to afford to get an opportunity. When in the beginning, when I wasn't making no money, people said, well, Rob, I can't afford to get in. I said, well, man, I thank you for coming out, but you know who I'm looking for right now. Because you got to understand, back then, you running. So I ain't got time to entertain your thoughts. I can't go and have fish fries on Fridays and collect money at the church. If you see this opportunity, you sit up there going to use that as an excuse. Because it ain't anywhere from, $200 to $500 in network marketing.
Right.
So if that's going to be an excuse, what I want to hear from you is, I ain't got the money, but I'm going to go and get it. That's what I'm looking for.
Right. Because then you're willing to work with that.
Right.
Got
exactly. So I just let them know right there, hey, whenever you get a chance to afford it, come back. Only if you're really interested in getting your goals and dreams, though.
Now, the other one is, I got to talk to my spouse first.
Now, I was brutal in the beginning. Right. Now I'm a little bit more nicer. When I hear people say stuff like that, I say, hold on. So you telling me for less than, a couple $100 or whatever, and you're going to do something to empower your family and bring more money to the table, that you got to get an approval from your spouse to do that? That's what you telling me. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
When people tell me that stuff, I said, that's cool. I said, you can do that. Okay. But I just don't think that your spouse will be upset with you if you're going to make more money, which is going to help them to spend. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But if you got to do that, then, you do that. But I just find that kind of odd. Because that's just like you going on a job interview and they say, well, hold on, before I get a job, I need to talk with my spouse.
Right.
You You understand? You know, I love the job now, sir. Everything sounds good, but I got to go home and check with the old lady.
Right.
Come on.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Most time that means that people ain't got the money.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they don't want to tell you something.
So basically what you're saying is that all these are excuses anyway.
Exactly.
And a lot of times people are just kind of testing you out to see how you're going to respond.
Exactly.
Because sometimes they're just thinking, is this a quick way to blow you off?
Right.
So what you've been saying here is that you weren't attached to a particular prospect.
Right.
You weren't like, oh, this person got to get in.
Oh, no.
You were like, just, hey.
And I'm going to tell you the reason why. Because I look at everybody as a doorway to thousands of people. Because most time people you sponsor ain't going to do nothing.
Right.
But they're going to lead you to somebody who's going to lead you to somebody who's going to lead you to somebody that's going to come in and blow up. And I'll work with that person as though I brought them in.
Got it. Now, what about as your team starts to grow here? And so things are starting to happen. You got people in the groups. As far as people in general, as they start to move up and things start to change for them, and just some leadership type, information, what would you say for a person who's moving into leadership roles? Their group is starting to grow. Things are starting to happen. What are some of the biggest things that you have seen that have really hindered them from really being effective?
Right.
And what some advice would you give them to do with their group to make it more empowering?
Okay. I'm going to give you a couple of things. Because now that I've been here 5 years and I got a lot of people making money, now I got enough data to give you proper information on that, right? What I've seen is that a lot of times people get to 10 grand a month, and instead of planning to win, then they planning to save and planning to maintain. Okay. And then these other fears start to come out like, well, all these black people making money, are they going to change the company? Or if this going to happen, instead of dreaming like we was in the beginning, we stayed at the Waffle House all night, dreaming and talking. They don't do that no more. They stopped doing they stopped playing to win. Now they plan to maintain. They starting everything now is micromanaged now. And then what happened is the ego started to get up there.
Oh yeah.
And people start doing little things different. Well, you need to call my secretary now, not me. Or they're not doing in-home presentation no more. They doing, you got to come and see me at the big meetings,
Right.
And it started to change because they don't understand that it ain't about you. I don't care if I make $1 billion, which is my goal, to make $1 billion from a 1099 in the company, right? But I don't care if I'm a billionaire. I'm still going to do the little in-home presentation. I'm still going to be accessible. I'm still going to, drive the organization and so forth and keep my mindset humble to a point where I don't let money define me. I define money.
Got it.
I don't let no title go to my head. I knew that up front when I was running. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm still the same silly Robert. I still go take my mom to beauty parlor on Thursday. I still go and sleep on house, eat on Sunday. I still go to get chicken wings like I normally do. I still do all that, but I just pull up in a Phantom now. You know what I'm saying? So
and some alligators.
Still go to the movies. Right. See, the key thing is you still want to be that lovable person that you always been. You just got money out the way, and you want to use that as inspiration to show other people how to get there. See, so that's one of the things. People start stretching. They start working on themselves. They say, I ain't going to go and see Jerry. I make just as much money as him. I ain't going to say the same stuff. See, when they start all that stuff, that's when they start regressing. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And there could be a couple of problems there. A lot of time you got a little envy there. They don't want to grow more because they think they know.
Right.
Which you can always grow. Like I told you, that guy got 4 helicopters.
Right.
So apparently he knows something I don't know.
Right.
65 Lamborghinis. The thing is that people stop growing. They stopped doing what they was doing in the beginning. They don't understand. You still do what you was doing, but you just add more stuff to it. You just add more responsibilities.
Right.
Leadership meetings, dream building. You get people that get these nice homes. Now they don't want to have people over to their house no more. Because they don't want to mess up their carpet and all that. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I run 200-300 people through my house a month. That's why I bought another home.
Right.
So that's my sanctuary, gated, 5-car garage, all of that. But I still got my other mansion up north in Alpharetta where I still do leadership meetings, and I still have people's over there trainings and inspirations, and I still keep 2 Lamborghinis and that. So when I let the garage up, everybody can see all that. I'm still doing what I was doing even when I had my little 1-bedroom apartment. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm still doing the same thing, but I'm just doing it. It's like a Christmas tree. It's still there, but it's got more ornaments on it. But what I'm starting to see people do is they abandon the basics. Then, I don't need to be at the meeting every week. And, you understand what I'm saying? Because I'm going to tell you the biggest question I had presented to me by a person that was close to me. It said, well, Rob, you talk about all this time, freedom, and money, but you very busy all the time. I said, because I choose to be busy because I love what I do. And my goal is to create 500 millionaires.
Got it.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So I choose to because I love. It's almost like a basketball player playing basketball. He ain't going to the game to my, oh God, I got to get out here. He going like, I'm ready to play.
Right.
And you just happen to get a lot of money for it because you're passionate about it. Well, I'm like that network marketing, one more meeting. I love what I do. So work and play is synonymous. Because when I go on vacation, I get depressed. I'm like, I need to be, okay, 2-3 days out here. You see some water, a few palm trees, but that's why I built it at my second house.
Right.
So I ain't got to go through planes and all that. I can just go home
right there
and get all that downstairs in my own little, I got my own Tahiti now down there.
Right. There you go.
I ain't got to go on planes and all that.
Right.
Because I love what I do. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're going to start having that kind of stuff. These are some of the other problems you have when you get extremely successful, which is good to know. So when it happens, you don't act like you're the only one that it happened to.
Right.
That's what happened to a lot of leaders.
This has happened to other people.
But this is the key, is to keep everybody together and keep the friendship. Always try to build and maintain the friendship. Because what's going to happen is, as your leaders get richer, y'all ain't going to communicate like y'all used to, because they doing to their leaders what you were doing to them.
Right.
It's almost kind of like your kids growing up now, they got their own place.
Yeah,
so they ain't at home every day.
They're going kids.
Right.
They're going to Disneyland with them. They don't have time to be with Pops all the time. Right.
But you got to understand that. That's the whole key. That's why your income is always stable, because now you got all your kids got their own families now.
Right. Right.
Which they producing now.
They're not all living on your roof necessarily. They got their own houses.
Right.
They got their own.
And you can go and visit them now.
Right.
Like it felt good to go and see some of my leaders, $1 million homes, and they got
and have them pay for the food. Huh?
Exactly. Because everybody expect when they go out, they know Rob.
That's right. Rob going to pay all the time.
But yeah, so those are some of the things.
Now, that's really critical. Now, speaking of paying and the money and all that, talk to everyone just for a minute here in regards to, obviously, the more money you earn, you probably got people that want some of it.
Oh, of course.
Okay. And that can include family members, that include friends, even people that don't even know you.
Right.
I mean,
I've had that happen.
The type of stuff that I get from people are pretty amazing. And some of these people really believe you're supposed to give them money.
Oh, I can tell you stories that will blow your mind.
Just tell us how you deal with that.
I'm going to give you an example. Yeah. I'm going to tell you the problem that a lot of people out here in network marketing that make a lot of money, I'm going to tell you you're going to have. You're going to always have a lot of people, organizations trying to get you to. Now, I'm going to tell you what I tell people. People come up to me, well, Mr. D, I need to talk with you. They always I need to talk with you.
Right, right.
We got this calls, for our church and I always wanted, can you donate? And I said, no. I said, I'm going to tell you the reason why. I said, Top Gun is my ministry, and I didn't have nobody to donate a dime to get my ministry up and running. Together, overcome a poverty mindset, while I get unlimited income now. That's my ministry, and it's thriving. And surely you can expect I can't donate to every ministry on the planet everywhere I go. I can't do that. Just like you not donating to my ministry. I ain't asking you to donate to Top Gun.
Right, right.
But I pray for and I wish you well.
Let's bow our heads now.
Exactly. or with some friends or whatever, I might say, well, the same dog growled that you bit me. What you talking about, Rob? I said, if I give you this money, you're going to come back for more. I would rather teach you how to make your own money. And I know you don't want to hear that right now because whatever going on in your life, and I don't want to know about it because I try to not get emotionally involved with it.
Right, right. Exactly.
You need to handle it because wherever you at, you put yourself in that situation. So you need to get yourself out of there and you need to take pride in doing that. You understand what I'm saying?
How do they typically reply when you say something like that?
Well, sometimes, because a lot of times they said it makes sense with Robert, this and this. But I said, surely, because I even have people count your money, well, you got these new cars, you got all this.
Right, right.
Yeah, but I bust my butt for that.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Right.
But I didn't make all this money so I can have to give to you. Okay. So you have to understand that. Now, you got close friends and acquaintances and stuff that you help out,
right.
That's my mom and all them, But the thing is, you have to keep that in perspective. You can't save the world. Okay. Because then I asked them, well, how would you handle that if I wasn't rich? What would you do?
Ooh, there you go.
And then I guess what I say, that's what you need to do.
That's good stuff.
And I read a book on say no. That's how I learned.
Oh, okay.
I read a book. I was doing a meeting out of town on the road. You know how you stop at the gas station at night? You know how they had a CDs
they had
and stuff?
CDs.
I always look for the motivational stuff.
Right.
And it was a book on how to say no if you got money.
Really?
Yeah, it's a little paperback book.
And that's because you had a challenge with that at first?
Yeah, because I'm a nice guy. I mean, I was giving when I didn't have money.
Got it.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But now I learned to do it within reason.
Sure.
Because I let people know now, see, if I give you this money, we ain't going to be friends no more because there's going to be some problems because you're not going to pay me back my money. Now it's creating pain because then you're avoiding me.
Exactly.
And I don't want to do that.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
I want everyone to know that what Robert is saying is way more true than you might even be thinking right now.
Exactly.
You know, because it's exactly the type of things that are going to happen. It's pretty amazing. Now, the last thing I really want to just touch on. People ask me this all the time. How do I get more African Americans in my group? I don't know if you've ever had anyone ask you that. A lot of times the people that ask me this are not African Americans.
Right.
You know,
well, and that flips too.
Yeah.
I have a lot of African Americans ask me, how can I get a light Japanese? A lot of
any kind of nationality. So I don't know if you had anyone ask you that specifically.
Oh God, yeah. Matter of fact, let me answer that in a couple of ways.
Okay.
Because I like to talk in real scenarios.
I can tell, yeah.
I had a guy come up to me at a big meeting. I had about 800-900 people at a meeting in Atlanta one day. A white guy came on, a very sharp white guy. He said, Mr. Dean, I love this. I want to do this, but I don't see no white successful people here. Is there any white people in this company? Well, I'm like, okay, it's 400 millionaires in our company, and I'm the first black.
Right.
So I said, what you don't understand about network marketing is your meeting's going to be filled with your warm market. Since I'm the top guy in Atlanta, then I'm black. My warm market is black. So that's what you're going to predominantly see.
Right.
When I went to Japan to do their meeting, I didn't see no whites or blacks in the audience because they're Japanese. That's their warm market.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
when I went to Brazil, when I went to Australia, when I went to Utah, they was predominantly white because that's their warm market. So it ain't got anything to do with getting more blacks, more whites. You want more producers and leaders.
Exactly.
And I don't care if it's Poker the Pig. If he can come in here and get to the top, we're going to get Poker the Pig to the top. And he can have a room full of pigs. It doesn't matter. That's what people don't understand. Because a lot of people come to me and say, I want more doctors. I want more professional people. It ain't got anything to do with none of that stuff. You just want more leaders.
Right. Oh, and it's funny that people don't tend to realize that.
Yeah, it ain't got anything to do with that. Because I have people coming to me because I'm an African American. I'm successful. Right. They say, I've had people say, African American, that means it ain't got anything to do with your color or whatever. I know some white guys in other companies that are extremely successful.
Right.
I mean, I know some Japanese guys, and I've been that are extremely successful.
Right.
So I know some Germans.
Yep.
So it ain't got anything to do.
I mean, every nationality, very successful.
One thing I learned, Jerry, about being around the world? I found out that we all the same. You got some good people and some bad people in every nationality, every language, every country. You got some lazy and some hardworking people in every nationality. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you got some leaders. You just want a leader. I don't care what color, nationality. I don't care if they the sweet streeper or CEOOE or something. It doesn't matter. You're looking for somebody that's hungry, that's sick and tired of the situation. They want to use your opportunity as a way out. And it doesn't matter what color, what form, how they look, short, tall, skinny, fat. It doesn't matter.
Wow. That's powerful. Robert, what would you say to people right now? They've been listening to this information. They've gotten a lot of great insights. And I know they're going to go back and listen over and over again. But what would you say to someone in regards to the value of what is here for them if they really choose to build this business? The rewards. I mean, is it really worth it? It is
really worth it. I mean, I'm going to tell you something. It's funny you say that because, me and my dad, we were sitting down talking one day. And he said, man, you got rich out of thin air. You just had a few people at your house, and now you're rich out of thin air. You understand what I'm saying? I said, Dad, you absolutely right. As far as the whole concept of network marketing, and I look at all the stuff that I accumulated, I look at being a true role model to my son. There's the hottest rapper out now, a guy by the name of Young Jock. My Lamborghini's in his video. Okay. It feel good. I throw my son up. He just turned 15. Had a pool party at my other house down there. I went to pick up the kids in the Rolls Royce.
Wow.
A lot of them was there and ate and all this stuff and had a good time. My dad, I bought him a Lincoln for his Christmas present 2 years ago. Built my mom a new kitchen. Now I'm buying them a house because they're getting old. I want them to have a flat level. The freedom to get up every day and to have every day feel like Friday. Because Friday feel good even when you're broke, right? But if you had that feeling every day and you got money.
Right.
The sense of pride to go to different schools, because I do now Millionaire Day at different schools, let them know that you can be a millionaire without being a rapper, football player and all of that, okay? Is it worth it? Man, it's worth it beyond your wildest dream. Man, it's so worth it that I would tell anybody listening to this tape, put everything you got in your life to the side and go after your goals and dreams and use network marketing as a means. I'm going to tell you the reason why. Not only can you get extremely wealthy, but you can get wealthy with very, very low overhead. So I got a lot of partners of mine now that used to look down at my business because they own Applebee's and all this stuff, McDonald's and stuff.
Right.
And I say, let's go to the ATM machine and see what we got in our checking account. You know what I mean? It's well, my money tied up. Yeah, overhead killing you.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Big time.
So that then you got time to do what you want to like. Now, if I don't want to do another meeting the next 6 months, I can do that. And I ain't got to answer to nobody. I can
Your
take
income
off.
will keep going.
Yeah, keep going because my leader's going to be trying to get to where I'm at.
Right.
Right? So it's so many good things, but the most important thing is the personal development. I've had so many people tell me, Rob, man, with all this money, you so humble. I had guys like I was buying some wheels the other day, almost 10 grand for the wheels on my Phantom at this very famous tire shop in Atlanta. And, you know, I seen some movie stars come in there and all this stuff, and they was in there complaining about this and this and this. And then the guy, Mark, said, well, you know, that guy right there, he spent over $80,000 on some wheels, and we never had no problem with him. They were like, well, who is that? Where's his car? He said, oh, that Phantom and that Lamborghini that's up there, that's his. What did he do? And then when they said network marketing, what? You know what I'm saying? And it feel good. I can go and shop. I went shopping the other day, spent about 10 grand on shoes and all this. And the guy had to help bring all the stuff to the car and all that. But because I'm not a traditional movie star, nobody know me. Hey, I ain't got no problem. I can go down the street and eat at Wendy's and nobody know who I am.
Right.
So I still got my life back. You understand what I'm saying? So it's well worth it. If nothing else, the personal development just make you a better person to get along with your spouse, to manage and get along with your kids, to be an inspiration to them. You know, to be true role models and that kind of thing. I mean, it's just the best feeling on this planet because, you know, my son right now got this scenario because I'm divorced. I've been divorced 7 years, but he got this scenario where my ex-wife is a doctor. She's educated and been in school her whole life.
Right.
And here I go, I'm the rich dad that didn't get a degree, that went, you know, unconventional. So he got these two homes that he lived from, and he let everybody know as soon as he graduated from high school, oh, I'm doing business with my dad. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Not because I'm rich. It's because my son told me the other day, he said, Dad, it's unfair for you to have this much fun working. It's just unfair. Because mom come home, she grudges, she mad, this, that. You always happy. You know, we go to the movies. See, now when I spend time with my son, it ain't like when I was working a job. They come home from school, get your homework, boy, you eat dinner and go to bed. And that's about all you do.
Right.
But we sit up and play games all day, up on the Xbox 360. It felt good to go in the store and say, all them games on the wall, give me that 3 times. I need all them games 3 times.
Wow.
You guys said, man, I can close shop today, bro. And we sit there and play on a big screen TV and a surround sound. Then we go to the movies, we hang out, we go and eat, you know, we talk. I can get in, you know, because he's dating and he like girls. So I can really sit there and say, all right, you know, because I'm going to tell you a scenario that we did that just blew this girl mind, this little girl that he liked it, right? On Valentine's Day, you know, at this age, he's fighting that ego where I'm not a punk, you know. Right. I said, Rob, this is what you do. When she get to her class, we're going to have the whole room full of flowers and balloons. No, Dad, I can't do that. They're going to think.
Right.
Trust me.
So you have all the girls wanting
Bruh, all the girls at school, they came up to the car. All the boys are like, oh, you know. But the thing is, I have a chance to be involved with him. Right. But the same way on the negative talk, his grades went down a little bit. I said, Rob, you don't want me to come up to school. You know I'll be there every day. Ain't got nothing but time. So now I motivate him differently. I don't come to this, I'm going to whoop you, I'm going to do this. Get what I said? I'm going to embarrass you. I said, I'm going to come up there, I'm going to wear the ugliest clothes. I'm going to take a big hunk of Vaseline and throw it on my face, and they think it's snot. I'm just going to embarrass you. I'm going to go to class with you, every class. Dad, don't do it. Because he said, I know you will. Don't do it. I mean, we really have fun. It's totally different. And so we got such a strong relationship, not just because of money. Because I know rich people got money, they don't know their kids. Right. It's because I can relate to him on every level now. Okay, I know he's at the dating scene. Now I can sit there and talk to him instead of say, hey, boy, I've been working all day. I'm tired. Right. You know, as a addition, when I was working at Fedex, that's what I, you know, now it's totally different. You know, like the other day, he was just like, well, you know, Dad, you know, we got this little thing coming up. You know, can we use the Phantom? You know, Yeah, okay, no big deal. We can do that.
Yeah.
You know, a Lamborghini, you know.
Right.
So it's totally different now.
Instead of some, the rich folks who have those vehicles and so forth, no, you're not going to get it.
Right.
You're not using that. Right.
Right.
So you're just, very relaxed about it.
And it's funny because, like, when I go on, like, when I did that, the girl he was with her parents, like, God, what your dad do? You know what I mean?
Right.
He seemed to be so happy, so I invited all of them to my Super Bowl party that I had at the house, and they were just like, God, Miss Dean, you live like this, and, you so humble. Again, everybody, you so humble, you so approach, you see what I'm saying? But you get all that in network marketing, whereas I know people, rappers and stuff, that got a little money.
Right.
And then you got a crazy attitude.
Right.
They think the world's supposed to serve them, and,
It's amazing.
in network marketing, we're great servers.
That is really powerful.
Yeah.
That's what you've been doing. You've been really serving people, and I know that you're obviously real proud of what you've done, and you're still in a process of growing. And that's the neat thing, too. I mean, when I first came here, before we started the recording, I asked you, I said, do you have some of my CDs? And you was like, oh, yeah, man, I listen to those all the time.
All the time.
It's you're just growing and you're learning and, just really continuously staying in that process of personal growth. And that's obviously very critical for people. So, Robert, I mean, you just shared just so much valuable insights with us all today. Is there any one last word or something you just want to reiterate, something you just want to mention as we, finishing up here from all the people? Maybe it's a question I didn't even ask you, or maybe it's just something you want to reiterate.
I just want everybody to know that, bottom line is, if you want to be successful and really enjoy yourself in network marketing, you guys got to understand your name got to be synonymous with what you do. In other words, give an example. When you say Bill Gates, everybody know Microsoft. You say Michael Jordan, basketball. Tiger Woods, golf. The key question is when they say your name, what come to mind? And if nothing come to mind, that means you ain't doing nothing. I don't care what you think you're doing. So that's what I mean by get psychotic about what you do, so your name will be synonymous with what you do. So when people say Robert Dean, everybody know what you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's the same thing, and that's what I want to leave with people. If you really want to do this, the proof is in the pudding. If you really want to go out your goals and dreams, and you want to use network marketing as a basis to do that, and that's why I wrote my book called The Dean Effect. Okay. It's to show people not just trying to recruit you in my company. It's a respect for the whole industry to understand the effect. See, it's not about another rags to rich story. That's dime a dozen. You can see that on Oprah Winfrey, the Jet magazine, and all that.
Right.
But it's an inspiration to inspire people that they can get rich with what you're doing too. And I can show you how to do that.
Thank you for participating and for sharing your knowledge today.
Okay, it's been great.
All right, everyone. It's been Jerry DeRhino Clark of www.clubrhino.com. Just brought you another issue of Power Tips. We've been standing on the shoulder of another giant here, a Top Gun giant. Oh, boy, I tell you, this has been powerful information. So everyone, remember to keep charging, and always remember to, wait, hold on, Robert, you know what I say.
Go, 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 go.
All right, Robert gave us an extra go. Woo!